Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show. If you have a minute, I have an opinion. Today I'm taking you to Bayside, Queens, New York. We visit the second location of the well-known Shanghai You Garden. Their first and original location is in Flushing, Queens. This restaurant is famous for their soup dumplings and their deep menu of Shanghainese food. In this specific location, they also offer Cantonese roast meats as well. We arrived during their busy lunch rush on a Sunday afternoon. We were given buzzers, and as soon as a table was available, we walked right into a long rectangular dining room. Our booths were delightfully large, and soon we were ready to feast. Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show. Today we're in Bayside, Queens at a place called Shanghai You Garden. Shanghai You Garden, I believe, started in Flushing, and this is their second branch. We're in a very busy location. It's around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday afternoon, and it's really crowded. It took us about 15 minutes to get a seat. In fact, we had to order outside while we were waiting. They were able to take our order, and we're just waiting for our food to come. Before we begin, we're going to show you the stuff on the menu. It's a pretty big menu, so we'll just flip through the pages. At the menu, and this is a huge menu, so we're not going to linger over this. First, we have a dine-in promotion, and the most important thing here is that if you order over $10, you're going to get a free pork soup dumpling, and this is a long-standing offer that they have. Next, we have some roast pork, roast pig, barbecue pork. Actually, a lot of this stuff is Cantonese. They have the entire selection. And then we have over here some Shanghainese dim sum. And then over here we have the giant soup dumpling. It's called the soup-filled bun. And then in the next section we're going to look at the wide variety of soup dumplings that they have on offer. Now, these are filled with various types of meat. Some seafood, most of them are pork. Some of them are vegetarian, as you can see. And next we have Shanghai style breakfasts, which are pretty much carb loaded. You have the yao peel, and you have some pancakes, soy milk, and then we have other breakfast items. As you can see, lots of carbs here. Sticky rice roll, some more Shanghai breakfast, 3 pages of Shanghai breakfast, rice bean cakes, glutinous rice dumplings. And then on the next page we have the Shanghai dim sum. Now we're going to focus on this. This is a major dish. It's called shangjianbao, or pan-fried pork buns. And here's some more vegetable dumplings, things of that sort. Here's some more Shanghai dumplings. Some are pan-fried, most of them are steamed. And here's cold dishes, Shanghai cold dishes, of which they are very famous for. Some more cold dishes. This cold dish chicken is usually pretty good. And here's some more items here. And here's a bunch of other cold dishes. Going through this one by one. Spiced beef shank is good. Next we have the soup section. Next we have the chef specials. Next we have some more chef specials. Here's a famous grandma style braised pork. That's a very famous dish here. Braised meatballs, very famous. We have some fish. We have soy sauce chicken, braised spare ribs, Wooshi style, very famous. And then we have fried duck. Never seen that before. That's totally different. And here's some more chef specials. Spare ribs with garlic sauce. And then we'll move on to the noodles section. We have some mixed noodles. We have some soup noodles. Some more soup noodles. And here's some conventional noodles. Shanghai udon, which is pretty famous. Pan-fried noodles. A whole selection of them. And then we have the rice cakes, very famous Shanghai dish. especially with the preserved vegetables. And finally, we have the wine section. Okay, this dish is a tofu with Indian aster, and this is pretty interesting. It's super chopped up. It's a cold dish, a Shanghai appetizer, but you can actually eat this with rice. And this is a nice large bowl, meant as an appetizer, but you can actually eat this for the main course. One of the more interesting dishes I ordered today is a dish that is vegetables with tofu. Now this vegetable is called Indian aster. To be honest, I don't know what it looks like before it's been cooked, but it's super shredded here. And it's a cold dish, meant to be an appetizer. Let's try this. What I can tell you is that Indian aster is very chewy, not a gummy chewy. It just has a lot of plant material. It has a slightly grassy flavor, but I can tell that there's some sugar and maybe some salt and maybe some sesame oil thrown in there. It's actually really good. It's really delicious. That dish, everything is mild. Don't worry about overpowering flavors. It actually tastes pretty healthy. Could use a little less sugar, but it's good. I highly recommend it. The next dish is the rice cakes with shredded pork. Now this is a very simple dish. It's heavily soy sauced, which is usually the case with this dish. They make a version that's even more famous with the preserved vegetables, but this is the kind that I like. If this is tender, which it appears to be, that would be perfect for me. Okay, the next dish I'm going to try is the fried rice cakes. Now, these rice cakes are cooked with the shredded pork, as you can see, and they're stir-fried. Let's give this a try. Very nice. I immediately taste that dark soy sauce and oyster sauce combo that makes this nice and savory. Now, we always say beef chow fun has wok hei. This actually has wok hei too. Don't sleep on this. You need to order this type of dish when you come to a Shanghai restaurant. Rice cakes are a Shanghainese specialty. We're going to try some of this pork. Okay. It just absorbs all that sauce. This entire dish has that nice savory sauce. I really like it. And finally, there's some shredded vegetables. You can see carrots. You can see some, maybe some cabbage. There's a tiny amount of it in there, just for garnishing, but it's good. I'm glad they have it in here. But this is a go-to dish. I highly recommend it. Is the fried yellow croaker with the seaweed batter. And as you can see, there's about 9 pieces of this fried dish. They're pretty big. This is another signature dish at Shanghai You Garden. Comes with a soy sauce. I believe this might be a sweet soy sauce. Okay, the next dish is the yellow croaker with the fried seaweed. When you take a close look at this, look how big this piece is. They only give 9 pieces, but let's try this. Take a look at that. Now, the croaker, yes, it tastes fishy, but the fish is actually a firm white fish, not dense, is a flaky fish. The batter has hardened on the outside, but you see there's this little inner line in here. That's a little soft. That's actually pretty pleasant. It's like a little pasty shell that surrounded the fish, and on the outside is the hard shell that's been fried. You definitely taste the notes of the seaweed, comes right through, but that's the charm of this dish. Just the right amount of salt, and this is delicious. It would go well with rice. Next, we have the Shanghai soup dumplings. These are the pork soup dumplings, and there are 6 to an order. And as I move them around, they seem to be pretty good. Oh yes, look at them. They're actually nice and baggy. Exactly the way that I like these. So we're gonna give these a try. and I can't wait. The thing that I usually do with the soup dumplings is to poke a hole in them. And from what I can see, it's a pretty clear soup. I wonder how it's going to taste. Okay, let's try the soup dumplings. Now, this is the pork soup dumplings. I'm letting the soup fall into my spoon. There's a little cloudiness in the broth, but it's for the most part clear. Okay, this is a thick broth, and I can taste the little bit of gelatinous stuff in there. It's not bad. Seasoning's not bad. I can tell you, the great thing about this is that when I picked up the dumpling, it was nice and baggy, nice and saggy. It's delicious. Nice thin skin on the bottom. The top of the dumplings has that doughy top. It's okay because it's not excessive. Combine the thin skin plus the well-seasoned meatball, which is not too salty, and also the nice soup that's not too thick, seasoned just right. It's a very good soup dumpling. I like this. Thumbs up. This dish is the Wooshi Ribs. Now, as you can see, the ribs are really thick. There appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ribs in this dish, and it's heavily sauced. And from what I can tell, it's braised, and it comes with a bed of looks like Shanghai bok choy. Yeah, it is Shanghai bok choy. So we're gonna give this a try. Okay, the next dish I'm going to try is the Wooshi Ribs. Now, it came in one block, so I had to use a knife and cut it, and this is what I got. This is one entire rib. And as you can tell, this is definitely fall off the bone. Now, when we fall off the bone, it's not the barbecued fall off the bone, it's the braised fall off the bone. So let's give this a try. I'm going to use my hands, as ribs are better eaten with using your hands. Now, after that bite, I can taste that it's super braised. It literally falls off the bone. You can see it's totally off. If you ever had braised Chinese food, it always has this soy sauce component that's very strong, and that's the case with this one. Now, there's hints of herbs in there, maybe some star anise. This is has the right amount of saltiness. Although I like this dish, I feel that this has been braised a lot. The meat over here really does disintegrate in your mouth. The flavor is fine, but the meat is really, really soft. So if you like that texture, it would be good for you. I would have preferred it not to be as braised as it is, but it's to your own personal preference. The Wooshi Ribs also comes with this Shanghai vegetable on the bottom. I think it's Shanghai bok choy. The Shanghai bok choy just soaked up all that braising sauce, and it tastes like the braising sauce. Very good, fresh, and crunchy. Now, this is what I consider the pièce de résistance. Look at that beautiful shangjianbao, or pan-fried pork buns. Now look at the way it glistens. This just opens up your appetite. And what should happen is that when we bite into this, there's going to be an explosion of broth in your mouth. Can't wait to try this. And finally, last but not least, we have the shangjianbao. This is, to me, the pièce de résistance, because if this is done well, you're pretty sure that all the other foods are going to be done well. So let's give this a try. Look at that beautiful golden bottom. That golden bottom is going to be crispy. I can tell. Let's try this. You see that? Exactly what I was telling you about. The juice just exploded into my mouth. It's almost like a soup dumpling. Less juice, but still delicious. What I can tell you is that the difference between this and the soup dumpling meatball, the meat that's inside, you can see. The difference is that you can taste some of that. I'm not sure, it might be vinegar. There's an extra element in there. There's a little more soy sauce in here, so the meatball is actually colored a little darker. But that's probably what you want in a bun as opposed to soup dumplings. One final quality that I want to point out is that When you look at this bun, you see the outer shell, but this part over here, the inner part, is nice and chewy. The outer part is nice and crispy. That provides a great contrast. I really enjoy that. Yeah, the dishes that we ordered today, there's quite a few of them, and all of these dishes are Shanghainese dishes. Now, we have to say that the dishes are almost all Shanghainese, but there's a large component of the menu that are actually Cantonese, and those are the roast meats that we found out in front of the windows of this restaurant. There's some overlap. Don't let that make you think that this isn't genuine Shanghainese food, because the menu has, like, I would say 80%, 85% Shanghainese items. Wow. We ordered the Tofu Fa, or the tofu pudding, and this is warm, and it comes with a sugary sauce. Now look how big this dish is. We didn't expect it to be this big, but we're gonna give this a try and see how good this is. Now we're gonna have this tofu fa, or the tofu pudding. It's coming with a sweet syrup and also a warm tofu pudding. Let's try this. This is good. It's nice and slippery. It's not too dense, not packed with soybeans, but it's like in the middle when it comes to the thickness of the pudding. It's very interesting. The sugar doesn't taste like cane sugar. It actually tastes like maybe like a rock sugar, a Chinese rock sugar. Yeah, it provides a very interesting flavor. In fact, it's like maybe 1% citrusy. So yeah, it's a very interesting flavor. But overall, this is a very light and refreshing dessert, and they have it here. Okay, the meal is over. Now, this place is really good. It's in the middle of Bayside. It's the only Shanghai restaurant in Bayside. And the great thing about this place is that if you like Cantonese food, there's a small portion of the menu that has Cantonese varieties. Like, for example, in their noodle section, there's a section with Shanghainese noodles, but there's a small section with Cantonese style noodles. That also goes for the regular menu, but this is predominantly Shanghainese food, and they're done in nice, mild flavors. Another thing that I need to tell you is that in front of the restaurant, you have a lot of Cantonese roast meats, and they even have takeout boxes for these roast meats. So that's great. It has a totally Cantonese feel in front of the restaurant. Now, the restaurant itself, it can hold a lot of people. There are two aisles. This is one aisle right here, and another aisle down here to my left. And my guess is that it probably hold 60 people in this restaurant. It's not a bad size. And also, if you're waiting to get in here and you're given a buzzer, if there's a wait involved, they do give you a buzzer. What they do is that they actually come up to you, take your number on the buzzer, and also take your order from you. They also give you a takeout menu that you can order so that they can have the food ready for you the moment you sit down. And that's what happened to us. We also ordered 2 additional dishes by calling waiters over. It doesn't mean that if you just order outside, that's all you're getting. You could always ask them to add stuff. In general, the dining room is nice and roomy. I'm sitting in a booth. The booths are plenty wide for 2 people here. And if you're slim, you can seat 3 people in this bench in the booth. I really like Shanghainese food. My favorite dish here was the shengjianbao, and then the soup dumplings. This is one of the better soup dumplings in Queens from what I've had. I know I haven't had everything, but this is a good soup dumpling. The dish that kind of fell flat was the Wooshi Ribs. I thought it was a little too braised. It was just obliterated from the braising, so they could have done that better. But everything else was nice and high quality. So if you like Shanghainese food, definitely come to Bayside. If you can find parking, sometimes it's a challenge, but if you can find parking, come here and you'll definitely get good Shanghainese food. When we asked for our bill, we were presented with an egg drop dessert with goji berries, and I'm predicting that this is going to be nice and sweet. Okay, let's give this a try. Here goes.
Thank you.
Very nice. It's mildly sweet. It definitely is egg drop, and it's really good. It clears out all that oil that I ate. And that goji berry is nice and chewy. As it turned out, there are little mochi balls in here, and these are nice and tiny and delicate. Try these mochi balls. This is what I think you call in Chinese. What it's called Hongyun. It's really good. It's nice and soft, and it goes well with this nice sweet soup. Being presented with that dessert and that free dessert was such a nice surprise. That's a thing that I did not expect, and what a sweet way to end my meal. One last note, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel. I always have new videos coming out every week, and we concentrate in the tri-state area of New York. I'm mainly in Queens and Manhattan, but I go to other places as well. I also have a Thailand series if you look at my playlist. But in general, check out all my playlists. They will give you a nice variety of restaurants that are here in New York. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again. The final bill with tip was $90.